24 years old and I've been relying on talent for pretty much my entire life. It feels kind of bad to say it, to be honest. All throughout my childhood, I always prized myself as the fast runner, right? So nowadays, when you're an adult, you size yourself up, you compare yourself to other people, and you think, oh, I have more money than him, I look better than him, or whatever. But you know, back in the day, if you were the fastest kid on the playground, you really had clout, you know. So I was the fastest kid on the playground, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the respect, you know, and I thought a lot of myself, had a lot of self-confidence. Why was I the fastest? I don't know. Genetics, talent, something like that. But it wasn't, I don't think it's because I earned it. But it doesn't really matter, right? All that matters is what people see, appearances. And they saw me as the fast runner, and so I thought, oh, Sean, you're so cool. But it didn't last. If you've ever heard of the metaphor of a big fish and a small pond, and that was definitely me. Yeah. As I moved to secondary school, which is like high school in the UK, I think I was about 13, 14 years old, I started to realize that other people were catching up. Specifically during like gym class, we would do athletics, right? Running track. And in the first year of secondary school, I beat everyone, right? And then in the second year, it started to get a bit closer. And then by the third year, I was no longer the fastest, right? The people who actually put in the work overtook me. I remember specifically asking one of my friends, I won't mention who it is, but I asked him, you know, how is it that you're suddenly so fast? Like, what are you doing? Is it some kind of technique, some kind of trick? And he looked at me confused and just said, no, I just run a lot. For me at the time, that was confusing, right? I thought, well, you're either born to run fast or you're not. And maybe at like a high level, that's true, right? If you're like competing in the Olympic Games or something, yeah, those people are born to run. But to beat 99% of people, talent literally doesn't matter. It's just how much you've practiced, the degree of hard work that you've put in. And of course, I didn't understand this. I was just a dumb kid. It took him about 1 year of practice to completely outpace my lifetime of talent, whatever I inherited, right? So, you know, I was quite a slim kid, fairly tall, long legs. You know, I had a body basically built for running. But all it took was someone of average genetics, 1 year of practice to completely thrash me every time. But I wasn't really sure what to do, so I tried to copy him. I tried to join his club that he was in. So it was like extracurricular after school athletics club, track and field. So they would do running, long distance and short distance, as well as long jump, high jump, field activities. And I found out that the club was quite far away from my house, and this was a big enough excuse for me not to go. I made all these excuses as to why I couldn't put in the hard work and nurture my talents. And because of that, I stayed slightly above average, but never exceptional in anything. So I tell this story because very recently I've started to work hard at a few things in my life, and I've seen incredible benefits. So specifically running, I'm 8 weeks into a program which by the end of it you're supposed to be able to run a 5k, right, 5 kilometers in less than 30 minutes. And I'm pretty much definite I'm going to do that next week. When I first started, despite my body built perfectly for running or whatever, I could barely run for 90 seconds. Now I'm running for 28 minutes. So that's, almost a 2,000% increase in 2 months. Right? That's what hard work gives you. I feel like there's a problem with our generation. And maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is. I think a lot of people are experiencing this. We rely so much on instant gratification. Like, we just want everything now. And there's almost a certain sense of entitlement. Like, he's like born this way, or she's born with good looks, or he's just 6'3", so he's got to just have everything. But in reality, anyone can be in the top 1%. Right? It's not hard to be in the top 1% in anything. You just put the hard work in. And if you do it in one area of your life, you really start to realize that you can do it in all areas. You can be in the top 1%. It's nothing to do with how you're born. All of these like black-pilled people, it's funny to me. Like, it's so obviously true that you can be top 1% in anything. With the right planning, the right strategy, with the right research. It's not going to be easy. Of course not. It will require some sacrifices, specifically time, effort, maybe some money for the education, although everything's free on the internet nowadays. It's really hard to find an excuse not. I'm ranting a bit now, but the point is that the vast majority of people can be exceptional if they really try. And it took me almost 25 years to figure this out. So next week I'll run the 5k in less than 30 minutes. And like I said, I have a pretty good body for running, right? I'm not gonna stop there, of course. Right? I'm thinking now, okay, I'm about to pass the beginner stage, right? I don't think most people can run a 5k, right? Maybe I'm in the top 20%, right, of people in the world. Maybe more than that. So I'm thinking, okay, how do I get to the 1%? How do I run a 5k in 25 minutes, 22 minutes? When you start getting there, you're starting to get pretty good. Like, I looked it up online, I don't know if this is true, but if you can run a 5k in 19 minutes, you're probably like the best runner in any local competition you can think of. Again, I don't know if that's true, but when I think about that, I think, wow, so all I need to do is keep running for like a year, maybe 2 years. Just get my time down through constant practice, and because I have some talent, that's possible for me. And I never thought about that before. I could be the top 1% of runners. Not because I was born that way, but because I made myself that way. But despite how much talent I may or may not have, including in other areas of my life, none of it would be possible without those 22 runs that I've already put in to get to this point. And honestly, I can't wait to do another 22 runs, or another 100 runs, or 200, however many it takes to get to that top 1%. Like, my mindset is truly changed. If there's any talents that you have, and you feel like that's enough to get by in life or whatever, I encourage you not to waste it. Work hard, develop your talents, don't waste them. I'll see you in the next one.